To the people that belong to my inner circle, it is no secret that I can be a sort of a masochist sometimes. Psychologically speaking, of course. Take that whip somewhere else, comrade. That is why I decided that I was going to try to beat Bloodborne as a quiet kid. So there I went to the character creation screen to give birth to Silent Cunt. I chose his origin mostly based on strength. Violent past resonated a lot with me, so why not? I didn't plan this run much, you'll see soon enough. I'm sure there was a better choice, but screw it. I spent a few seconds choosing my death scream, which would prove to be very important due to how many times I was going to die. And now, while I create my aberration in the background, let me introduce you to some of the ground rules. The first one is...
no talking.
Thank you, Dante. To elaborate further, anytime I get the prompt to talk to a character, I would have to ignore it completely. Otherwise...
Oh, Lawrence, Master Will.
Mission failed.
Number 2, since I never did one of those Shura runs in Bloodborne, as extra difficulty, I will kill a lot of NPCs that I stumble upon who offer me the option to talk. You know, just to be safe. So we arrive in Yharnam, kill the Wolfy Wolf, pull the lever to drop the stairs, and activate the lantern to visit the Hunter's Dream. There, I gathered my trusty axe for that sweet charge R2 spam, and my blunderbuss to fail as many parries as humanly possible. We start our adventure by ignoring my boy No Cigarette Chill Gill. Stop smoking, man, your coughing is evidence. We make our way through central Yharnam, kill those swaggy residents with their cool-ass vests, scarves and top hats, annihilate those obnoxious teleporting doggos until we get to our first boss, the Cleric Beast. This was smooth as silk for obvious reasons, so yeah, let's proceed to the next one. Damn it, Yuri! How are you going to engage your audience if you make it look like this was a cakewalk? These people watch FromSoft videos to see others suffer, don't you get it? God damn it! I fucking knew this would be difficult, I can't fucking level up. Yep, a baboon has a better Bloodborne skills than I have. And yet, here I am, starting my first ever Soul Level 1 run. I actually don't know if it's a Soul Level 1 since I didn't choose the Origin Waste of Skin, which is Soul Level 4, but anyways, what matters is I cannot level up. That's a good start, guys, let's go. Okay, since Aileen is an NPC that talks... I'm sorry, my dear. Hope you keep haunting up there in paradise. Yeah, this time things weren't so smooth, but we eventually got her. We ignore Gascoigne's daughter side quest because we are cold-hearted bastards, and we also ignore the granny who's being harassed by the cute doggo. We were hired by the town hall to clean the sewers, so we had to get down there, killed the disgusting boar, moved to the surface, crossed the Indiana Jones bridge, and got to our first roadblock of the challenge. I died to Papa G more than I ever died combining 4 playthroughs. And I'm not counting my first one though, that shit was embarrassing. A crippled person with no hands would have done better. He got me good, but I got him even better at the end. Perseverance is key, people. I was getting rushed like crazy by his wolf form and died again and again and again by being too passive until I fought back and got rid of our second boss.
What's that smell?
We opened the Oedon door using his key, got to Cathedral Ward, and the greater the challenge, the bigger the sacrifice. No! This is heartbreaking, man. I had to stop for one day because killing the most harmless creature in this world literally broke me. Back at it again, we bought the Hunter Chief emblem, opened that gate and tried our luck with Amelia. The difficulty spike is starting to show, so I had to go out of my way to upgrade the axe. And when I say out of my way, I mean like really out, because for some reason I went to Old Yarnum and ran into Alfred during the way. He told me if I sang some choir notes for him, he would go easy on me, so that's what I did. Then I massacred blood-starved Cheeks, even though the poor little thing had nothing to do with this challenge. At least she didn't take me as long as Father Gascoigne. What's more, her death was beneficial to me since it triggers the Sack Boys to appear around Yarnum, and there is a chance for them to drop twin bloodstones. What do you mean, where's Jura? Bro, I did not know you were heartless like that. I won't kill my boy Machine Gun Jura. Leave him alone. After that, I allowed myself to be killed by the Boogie Oogie Oogie men so I could visit their hometown and farm them a bit there. Spoiler, it wasn't very successful. At least I got some nice souvenirs from that, like the Yahargul set, the Tonitrus, and the destruction of this little bish.
What have I done?
At any rate, I should have gone first to Hemwick Charnel Lane. There are many twin stones there to upgrade my axe, plus I think I have only been there like once before Amelia, so it is always a joy to see it in broad daylight. Dancing ladies, you are still kind of creepy, but not as much as when you're shrouded by the night. I won't describe much of the path that I took here to get to the witches because this is one linear ass level, so no need for specifics. The barn wasn't as creepy during daylight, but I sure as hell appreciated the sights that are clearer because of the increased brightness. We moved to the witches of Hemwick, ignored their blind summons, almost got killed once. God, that would have been humiliating. But yeah, and finally seized the whole hide-and-seek game. I upgraded my axe and brought war to Amelia, and she gave me a hell of a fight. Still, not as much as Gascoigne. Don't you dare heal, you monster. Can't you see I'm already doing subpar damage? Come on, get out of here. But she was a tough Viker to crack. Now that we have beaten Amelia and inspected Lawrence's skull, we know the password. So we can move on to the door that... yeah, I feel dumb as fuck right now, man. Okay, so technically we cannot progress because Forbidden Wood can only be legally accessed through this door, and it is a mandatory level of the game. But I am not much of a legal boy if I do say so myself. Since Sony couldn't care less about the IP, their last update was like in December 2015. Like 9 months after the game came out. I think the only positive aspect of this is that you can go through places that you are not supposed to go through by taking advantage of your environment, also known as wall clipping. No, not this one. If you have already played Bloodborne and explored many of its corners, you must know that Forbidden Woods connects back to Yosefka's clinic. Unfortunately, the door that connects these two places can only be opened if you come from Forbidden Woods, so technically we can't open it. Unless we make use of an infamous glitch that we can use to our advantage, which is called the Wolf Skip. So yeah, I had to create another fucking character because in the previous playthrough the wolf had already been killed, and this precise enemy is like the only damned common mob that does not respawn after being killed. So I dubbed the silent cunt once more, and this time things will go right. I clipped through the gate, crossed the good old FromSoft's poison lake filled with giants, spat on the face of the guy who I needed to talk to in the other run behind the door, and activated the Forbidden Woods lantern just in case. If I die, I respawn there already. But of course, my trusty axe was level 1 again, so yeah, I had to go explore Charnel Lane, Yarnum, amongst other places to upgrade my axe back to level 6. You have no idea how tedious this was, so I hope you all comrades appreciate the effort. We made our way through the woods, fighting residents, biped wolf-likes, serpent heads. Whoa, I never knew the charged R2 can cancel their head pop animation. That would have solved so many problems back then. I ran to activate the shortcuts lift and... look at you, my next victim. Sir, I like your pizza cutter, but... hope you're not afraid of heights. He died, his bro came to avenge him, which he did, but he forgot that I am immortal and I would just spawn right behind him for that sweet visceral. Upon his death, he gave me something I will never use because I am a strong boy, not an arcane boy. I explored the woods without much purpose, since there is literally one bloodstone chunk in here, the material I need for the next axe upgrade, but I need 3 of them, not only 1. Honestly, I did not explore everything. This level is a chore for me, I hate it. I killed many enemies like the big snakes, the snakeheads, the boars and the blue goobers, just to say I killed each one of the enemies that appear here. Then I headed to Shadows of Yharnam, my next boss fight. Shadows of Yharnam is a boss fight that I always found to be a bit harder than most people say. In previous playthroughs with proper leveling up, I always managed to scrap by after 6 to 7 deaths. But this time, it was different, of course. This challenge was starting to get pretty hard. As I said before, I don't consider myself to be a good Souls gamer. I overcome my most challenging bosses not by skill, but by bashing my head against the wall again and again and again until I make it. These guys took my death counter against Gascoigne and said, "Hold our beers." So much so that I had to switch my main weapon for the Tonitrus for 2 reasons. It scales better with strength, which is the stats that I had the highest, and I think the shadows were weak to bolt damage. Like most bosses in this game. After playing very patiently, kiting them around the arena for minutes and getting small hits, I chipped their health away until only the Candle Shadow was left, and he's pretty abusable on a 1v1, since all he does is dash sideways if you keep hitting him. Thank God that was done. Afterwards, we dashed towards Bergenworth, meet the Mosquito Scholars, got one-shotted by Discount Gaping Dragon, and it was time to face my alter ego, Yurie the Scholar. The fight was tough, but manageable. The good thing about it is that she tends to eat all of your combo hits for breakfast, lunch and dinner. She doesn't like evading, so whenever I got a hit in, I finished my stamina bar and quickly mashed circle to get back to a safe position. Rinse and repeat. I went upstairs, got the key, avoided talking to Master Willem and proceeded to annihilate his helpless ass and went to face Ram. This run has been pretty odd so far. Bosses that were not supposed to give me trouble, like Shadows of Yharnam or Gascoigne, test my patience more than a Karen having a mental breakdown. And bosses who should have been a hassle went down in 1 minute. Luckily, Ram belongs to that last group. I killed her first try. I was expecting one of her spiders to land on top of my head and one-shot me, but nah. I played carefully, went in for a hit or 2 maximum and dipped, and that is how she got laid. With the death of our unfriendly Lakehood spider, the blood moon descends upon us, and we finally get to greet Yharnam, the mom of Murgo, who is the baby boss around Nightmare of Mensis. To get rid of the nightmare created by Murgo, we must first travel to Yahar'gul Unseen Village. We get teleported there, greet a big Lovecraft creature, and start to strip down Hypogean Jail gone mad. I'm serious, it is partially the same map, and since it has changed, we cannot go back to Hypogean Jail anymore. So try to explore all of it before killing Ram. We move through the zone swiftly. We have 2 objectives in mind. find some bloodstone chunks to upgrade the Tonitrus, and defeat the One Reborn. After arriving at the unseen village, we move down these stairs, die at them a couple of times for different reasons, explore the zone a bit in case I stumble upon a bloodstone chunk, or at least kill some enemies to hoard on blood echoes and spend them on vials. That is literally the only good thing about this run, that I can spend money on vials instead of leveling up, so I'll never run out of them like I usually do in normal playthroughs against hard bosses. Then we cross paths with the Cyclops amygdala, activates the lantern in the chapel, and the following is possibly one of the worst boss runs of this game, due to the amount of enemies you find throughout the way. Gunmen, teleporting dogs, ogres, residents, 3 fucking hunters that I did not bother to kill because of obvious reasons, melee skeleton boxes, sniper skeleton boxes. Seriously, the runback is quite long compared to some others. Maybe the Forbidden Woods runback might be a bit longer, but at least the enemies aren't as annoying as these ones. Here, there is a small chance that you even get hit by those blood shots that the skeleton boxes shoot at you. Plus, every time you start the boss fight, you have to go around the balconies first to kill the witches. What a freaking hassle! Additionally, the One Reborn has got to be one of the worst boss fights in this game after Witches of Hemwick. I love the intro, it is very cinematic, creepy and mysterious, since at first you have no idea what the hell you are about to fight. But that's it. Once you start it, there is not much more than a blob of dead bodies put together that throws blood and summons bodies decaying on top of you, so you have to be constantly on the move. It took me around like 7 tries to finish him, so yeah, not even remotely close to Shadows of Yharnam. We touch the dead scholar that teleports us away, and we reach the lecture building, which is pretty much a core college gone crazy. Students turned into snails, and a giant protects the path downstairs. I was not interested to go downstairs because Nightmare Frontier is not a mandatory level, and this is not a 100% run. But I had one good reason to go down there. Bye-bye, Patches, you treacherous spider. See you in hell. Finally, we arrive at the Nightmare of Mensis. There, I had trouble with many creatures, such as the giants throwing boulders, the weird white wolves, big spiders because Rome's spiders weren't enough it seems, this hunter which I totally skipped because I had headache, these doll puppets whatever, dolls puppets whatever mom, dogs with crow heads, crows with dog heads. What the fuck? As I write this, I understand how messed up this level is. There's so much random bullshit just flying all over the place, Jesus. And let's not even mention the frenzy meter, it's truly a nightmare. Especially for a poor level 10 hunter in an area with a recommended level somewhere between 60 to 70. At any rate, we rush towards Mr. Give Me Eyes, struggle with him, mainly because of a call beyond, which one-shotted me every single time, even at full health. But then, on a turn of events, we wake him up and he leaves us alone. We make our way at the top of the Mensis loft, wave at the winter lanterns from afar because I thought I wouldn't have to face them, killed some shadows, some too many-eyed boars too, gazed for a few seconds at the moon. No matter how many times you finish this game, sometimes you just have to pause and appreciate the landscape. And again, meet with Queen Yharnam. I killed her because I thought she left a rune, which she didn't. But now that I'm speaking about runes, I haven't equipped a single one throughout the whole challenge. Not that they would make much difference anyways. I don't care much about having more vials because I hardly ever got to use all of them. My main issue was dying in 1 or 2 hits, and I don't care much about more silver bullets because my parry damage sucks. So I wasn't even motivated to try doing it. I didn't need more blood echoes either from the moon runes, so yeah, you get the gist of it, they were useless to me. So I got to Murgo's wet nurse, fought her a couple of times, saw my piece of crap damage, and decided that I indeed had to move through those goddamn winter lanterns. Just to get the blood rock and upgrade my Tonitrus to level 10. Luckily, I had some sedatives, so it wasn't too much trouble. I got it, tried to cheese Edgar, yet he blatantly refused to let the high ground get the best of him, and I decided it was time to fight the nurse once more. I fought her a few more times, fell down the elevator gap because I forgot to bring it back down, realized my damage was still kind of crappy, but at least I had no more distractions. My bank was full of vials, my weapon was fully upgraded, so there were no more diversions. I ran laps around the arena when she entered her dark emo phase, smashed her rear, and finally... I went back to the Hunter's Dream, and a brief positive thought that the challenge was done came to my head. Because all I had to do was let German kill me, but yeah, I had to talk to him. So I just decided to slap his cheeks with my Tonitrus to start his boss fight. No talking needed. German wanted to show that a final boss is supposed to be a difficult boss, so he took the Shadows of Yharnam kill count and doubled, tripled, quadrupled it. Guys, this was ridiculous. Like, my viscerals did next to no damage. My attacks did next to no damage. His attacks killed me in 1 or 2, maybe if he felt in a good mood, 3 hits. But yeah, it was mostly 1 or 2. I thought about glitching him out of the arena after the amount of attempts at him started getting close to millennia attempts numbers, but to no avail, of course. The old goat did not want to fall off the arena like he did in 1,000 other YouTube videos. I tried to summon. It was not possible, since Souls games try to match players by their level. There was not a single level 10 soul at the end of the game. Surprising, eh? His attacks tracked a lot. The total opposite of the nurse, who just drew a straight line and kept attacking in that direction whether she hit someone or not. That means dodges had to be precise. For this reason, and because, as I mentioned in my Bloodborne 2023 review video, for some reason enemy attacks do more damage if they catch you dashing rolling, so some attacks that didn't used to kill me in 1 hit now do. I was not going to end the video on a sad note, as much as my sanity begged for it. I refused to say, yes, comrades, you can't finish the game without talking to people. Sadly, I can't show the final screen because I'm still bashing my head against this wall called German. Remember what I said about runes? Well, I am an idiot, because eventually I think they gave me that slight edge that I needed in battle. There was one huge change to an interaction between my stomach and German's scythe. Now that 2-hit combo did not kill me anymore. It just left me clinging on to life. Huge change, to be honest. Thank you, runes! I even dropped Gascoigne's set and equipped Volter's bucket head and Yahar'gul gloves, chest and pants, mainly because they protected me better than Papa G's set against physical attacks. At this point, you can see that I was pulling out all of my aces to finish him. One thing I did not do, though, was enter the dungeons to search for OP gems, because who has time for that, right? It is better to waste your life away at a boss. I had to be a man, or turn into one, no matter how long it took me. Finally, after much sweat, tears and blood, I got him. And let me tell you, the lore behind their fight is so sad and tragic. This cockducker still had me feeling for him despite wasting like literally 10 hours of my life on him. Comrades, yes, you can finish Bloodborne as a silent boy. Subscribe if you enjoy seeing others suffer from gaming. It will happen from time to time. I promise. This is my new character in New Game Plus, by the way, so everyone can see I didn't level up to make things easier. No cheaters allowed around these parts, ladies and gents.